Hello and thank you for joining us again on French ABCD in our series French from Scratch for Beginners. We continue with lesson 2C, which is the third part of our lesson on nouns. Today we're going to look at how to form the feminine gender, la formation du féminin des noms. Let's go. Comment former le féminin des noms? Forming the feminine gender. But first, I think it would be helpful if we look at how it's done in English. It will help you understand how the French does it. Now, in English, we use different words entirely. Boy and girl, king and queen. So a boy is masculine, a girl is feminine. King is masculine, queen is feminine. That's easy peasy. The other way of doing it is we add a suffix. A suffix means we add after the word. A prefix is before the word. So we add a suffix ess to the masculine gender. For example, baron is masculine. To have the feminine, we add ess, baroness. The same for lion. We add ess, we have a lioness. There is another way. We add she before the word. And of course, there is here a little dash to make it one word. So a she-wolf means a wolf, a female wolf. A she-goat, and the same goes for a she-cat. How the French does it? Here goes. In general, to have the feminine of a masculine noun, all we need to do is add an E. So, we just add an E to the masculine form. Ami, meaning a friend, we add an E at the end. Étudiant, which is what you are by definition, you add an E. Next, we look at masculine noun that ends in ER. So masculine nouns ending in ER, they take their feminine form by adding E accent grave R E accent grave R. So we eliminate this and we replace it by E accent grave R. For example, berger. We eliminate this ER and we replace it by this one here. So you can say this BERG is a root. It does not change. What changes is this ER here, and it becomes E accent grave RE, and there you go, you have the feminine form. And the same for boulanger. We eliminate the ER, and we go here. E accent grave RE. Now, similarly, for name ending in IER, EER, we replace it all together by IE accent grave RE. Here you go. So écolier, meaning a schoolboy, becomes IE accent grave RE, it becomes a schoolgirl. Fermier, we eliminate that IER and we replace it by IE accent grave RE. Now, names ending in ON and EN, so names ending in ON and EN, ON, EN, takes their feminine form by replacing ON with ON and E. And the same for EN, we eliminate it and we replace it by EN and E. Now, what do you notice? This is a consonant. We double the consonant and we add an E. Here we go. Double the consonant and add your E, and you have your feminine form. Let's look at these two examples. Lion, meaning a lion. What we do here is we add one consonant. So we double the consonant, we add the N, and then we add the E. Similarly, musicien, which is a musician, Here is your masculine, let's just say your denotation. What we do, here is your first consonant. First consonant, we double that consonant, and then we add an E. And what do we have? Musician. Of course, famous exception, we have two words, moment and demon. In these two cases, we do not double the consonant, we simply add an E at the end to have moment and demon. Now, be careful. We've seen words ending in on and en, we double the consonant. But words ending in an, ain, and in, they do not double the consonant. Do not double the consonant, just add an E. Example, courtisan is courtisan. You just add an E. You see only one N here. We do not double the consonant. Person is person. Again, we do not double the consonant. But of course, what would be the rule without the exception? So, the exception to these rules here would be paysan. You double the consonant and you add an E. Jean, which is the name of a guy, to have its feminine form, you double the consonant and you add an E. Now, masculine names ending in EL and EAU, EL, and EAE, we simply drop them all together and we add ELLE to have their feminine form. Marcel, the name of a guy, we drop the EL and we replace it by ELLE. Jumeau, she's a twin, we'll drop the EAU and we replace it by ELLE. So, what can you tell here? Once again, MARC, they do not change. These are the roots. They do not change. The same here. Now, for names ending in C, okay, we change the C and we replace it by QUE. So, C en QUE, and you have your feminine version. Franc, what do? We drop the C and we replace it by QUE. Franc. Turk, somebody from Turkey. We drop the C here and we replace it by QUE. Une Turk, un Turc, une Turque. Exception, of course, people from Greece, Greek, you do not drop the C. You keep the C and you add QUE. Okay? Up next, name ending in F, you change it into VE and you have your feminine. Veuf becomes veuve. You drop the F and you add the VE. Now, what is a veuve? It is a woman who has lost her husband. Therefore, veuf is a male version, a man who has lost his wife, and veuve would be the feminine. Similarly, captif, you drop the F and you replace it with VE. What is a captive? Might be a good idea to check it out. Now, names ending in T follows a general rule, which is you add an E at the end. You remember that was the very first one we did. General rule, add an E to the word and you have your feminine version. Candidat, you add your E and what do you have? Candidat. Avocat, you have avocat. Okay? Exception to the rules, chat, you double the consonant and you add an E. So, the same thing. Lino, the same thing. You have your linot. Names ending in ET, you double the consonant to have your feminine. Okay? So, cadet becomes cadet. You add your TE, you double your consonant and you add your E. Muet, mute, you double your consonant and you add your E. Exceptions, of course. Préfet becomes préfet. You simply add an E. You do not double the consonant. Sous-préfet, you add your E. Again, notice that there is no double T. Masculine names. ending with an X, you drop the X altogether and you replace it by SE. Époux, we drop the X and it becomes épouse. So époux is husband and épouse is the wife. Jaloux, once again, you drop the X and you replace it by SE. What is jaloux? Is somebody who is jealous, and jalouse would be a woman who is jealous. Exceptions, of course. Roux becomes rouge. You double the consonant and you add an E. Drop the X, add S and E. Vieux means vieille. Drop this and you add, this is a bit of an exception, but it is part of the exception here. Vieux becomes vieille. Okay? Now, what is a roux and what is a vieux? I think it's time to start looking them up now, just to add to your vocabulary. Names ending in EUR becomes EUSE. Again, EUR becomes EUSE. And sometimes RICE. Laveur becomes laveuse. Okay, you drop the 3 here and you replace it by EUSE. Baigneur becomes baigneuse. Chanteur becomes chanteuse. Directeur, EUR, you replace it by RICE. Here you go. Sometimes it takes RICE. Directeur becomes directrice. Fondateur becomes fondatrice. Now, a bit of an oddity here. You got to be careful. Names in EUR, sometimes they take a very peculiar form in feminine. Empereur becomes impératrice, procureur, procuratrice, gouverneur, gouvernante. Here is a list of these oddities. A word of advice, just if you're not sure, look it up in a dictionary. This is the best advice I can give you. Now, some masculine name, they keep their same root. Remember we talked about roots? But they add a different ending to how they're feminine. Abbé becomes abbess. Anne becomes Annette. You know what is an âne? A donkey. Compagnon becomes compagne. Dieu, God, becomes déesse, a feminine god. Dindon becomes dinde. Some names in masculine simply takes a different form altogether, just like we saw in English, boy, girl. Well, the same here. Frère becomes sœur. Brother, sister. Garçon, boy, becomes girl. Fille. Homme, femme. Man, woman. And now a word from our sponsor. Wait a minute. We don't have any sponsors. It's okay. If you like what you hear, if you like what you have learned so far, please like and subscribe. Thank you. But if you don't like it, then do not subscribe and do not like. This is it, folks. We are done with lesson 2C. Up next, we're going to look at lesson 2D, which is the plural of nouns. How do we get the plural of nouns? Until then, take it easy and talk to you soon. Bye for now.